right, everyone. Welcome back. We are in the wee small hours of the morning now, and Team 1911 Syndicate, it's a little bit chilly out here. It's amazing how concrete can just reflect all of the horrible cold that's on planet Earth right into your soul and make you shiver. But welcome back. We are excited to have you here. We will be talking on this part 4 of our Weapons Light series. We will be talking about Modlite. It's a big significant name in the industry now. Mm-hmm. You know, like you've got names that have been around for a long time, and then you got names that have not necessarily been around for a long time, but
made some waves.
Oh yeah, waves. They're leaving their mark, and Modlite is definitely in that. So we're talking about the PLH and the OKW. We'll kind of go through differences and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so this is going to be a little side-by-side comparison. This is going to be a Surefire dual fuel. Keep in mind, this is running on the freshly recharged 18650 battery, which is the Max Daddy rechargeable battery on Surefire's latest, greatest light. And then this is gonna, I grabbed a Modlite PLH from the truck, which runs, by the way, on a smaller battery, 18350. So, super bright, 10 yards in front of me on the dirt.
Yeah.
And now here's a Modlite doing the same thing.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ. Not to mention, look at the spill.
And the focus beam in the center is like, and that's the smaller Modlite.
This is a small Modlite.
Fuck,
man. But anyway, you made the trek here, so you may as well subscribe to the damn channel, right? Because it is a damn channel, and there's no harm in subscribing and leaving comments and heart emojis and pretty much whatever you want. You could put a snowflake, which would represent how we feel at this particular moment in time. But there's that. We're open to taking your money. We don't really have any issue with that. So there is a Patreon, which is, it's only fans with less hoes, right? We can all kind of get on board with that. So you can give us any amount you want over $1,000, and that's not a problem with us whatsoever. We'll have a link below to that. And then, yeah, fucking, I don't know, if you gotta buy or sell a house, that's actually what we do. And I know that can be a little bit confusing for some of you, but you just gotta go with it. This is basically our hobbies, and this is what we like to do, but we actually sell real estate, and I'm in Arizona, and Chris is in,
wow.
It's chilly.
He's in Utah. I'm in Arizona. We got affiliates all over the country.
Just messages.
It's balls cold, so just cut us a little slack tonight, guys.
Yeah.
It's cold.
I'm actually thinking about my words as I say them, because if I don't, it's all going to slur together right now, everyone. But we love you, and that's why we're doing. Damn it, that's why we're doing this.
Because of love.
Anyway, well, okay. You know, love. I felt love before, but it sounds great. So, Modlite, relationship with the company, there is none. You know,
apparently none with anyone, because
you know,
this is no secret.
You know, but Modlite, I would, let's see, make phenomenal products, and you know,
cannot be the nicest people. Let's just leave it at that.
They can be on the unpleasant end, and I don't think that's any big secret. But again, all these lights were paid for, because you're definitely not getting anything from Modlite for a review, so they were definitely paid for. That said, let me give you some and just a little thing here. So the PLH is a gun you guys have seen plenty on the channel, B&T APC 9 Pro. Yours is on?
Mine is on my personal Type A 13.7 with a pin muzzle device, make it 16, yada yada yada. But it is an OKW.
So Chris got the OKW on his. I got the PLH on mine. Let me give you the very basic version of what you should know about Modlite. Okay, in terms of like spec-ish land. There's two different options for heads. There's the PLH, and then there's the OKW. Okay, and then there's two different bodies. There is the 18350 body, which is these, and then there's the 18650 body, which is going to be the full length size, right? So it's going to probably not twice the length of this, but it's going to be a longer, like full size light. We'll get into kind of how that winds up shaking out. You should also know that Modlites only run unrechargeable batteries. So if you wanted to run standard 123A batteries, not going to happen on these. They're not capable of doing it. So just know that if you're going into Modlite world, they're only going to run on rechargeables. It's not really an issue for me. I like the ability to run both, but hey, you know, it's all good.
Pros and cons trade-offs, right? I mean, the performances you guys are going to see out of rechargeable batteries is hands down shocking.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. PLH. All right, let's bust through mine a little bit. So what you should know about the PLH, it's going to be the best balance of throw and flood or spill. By throw, basically what we mean is like punching out into distance to engage a target that is, you know, at distance, right? Further away than a CQB environment like we're in right now. It's got 1,350 lumens, 54,000 candela. So it's got a lot of output. And as said, the best balance of throw and spill. So if you're looking for your overall, if I'm gonna pick one, OKW or PLH for like an all-purpose go-to light, personally, I would take PLH. Because you're just gonna have a little bit more spill. Most people are not needing to engage targets at 150 yards. That's, you know, cool, like conceptually at least, but
unnecessary.
Kind of unnecessary for the most part, right? So this is gonna be a little bit healthier balance. Runs on the 18350 batteries. Runtime is gonna be 35 minutes. So about the main difference between this, which is the 18350 bodies, basically, I'm just gonna call them like the micro bodies versus the full-size bodies.
Fair.
The main difference is runtime, okay? So runtime on these is gonna be 35 minutes. The full-size bodies are gonna be 75. So you bump up to the bigger battery, which gets you the bigger light body, which of course is gonna take up more real estate on your gun, but you get about double the output on runtime, okay? The output in terms of actual lumens candela is, I think, identical. If it's not identical, it is damn near close enough that your eye's not going to tell the difference. It's really a matter of runtime. So if you go, look, I'm in a professional environment where, look, runtime is critically important because I might not have resupply in the field for 2 weeks at a time if we're, you know, doing fucking recon shit in Afghanistan or whatever. Okay, cool. Like, you probably do want the full-size body. For most of us who, you know, live in our mom's basement and shit. And
play dress up.
And, you just recharge your batteries every Sunday because that's what you do on Sundays because you don't have anything else to do. Then honestly, the micro one is more than enough. Take up less space and get the same output. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, and the two difference between that, like the heads, right? Because that's really what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Between the PLH and the OKW.
Yeah.
OKW, really the biggest difference is going to be throw, and the reason why is here. So you only get 680 lumens with that, which the other head, the PLH, is 1350. But 69,000 candela on this, where the PLH is 54,000.
It's crazy.
And I'm telling you, we got out here, you know, I had to sight in this hollow sun, and like, sun goes down, and we're like, oh, let's just see what they're doing. Like, I turned this light on and my jaw hit the floor because,
holy
dude,
shit.
You could freaking anything for the whole environment. We're out here. The greatest distance we kind of shined it to is like 150.
Yeah.
With those vehicles in the back.
Yep.
Could see them clear as day, which is, it's mind-boggling how well that light performs.
It further proves the case of lumens versus candela because you look at these numbers, and again, non-scientific explanations of this, but you go, look, think about that, 680 lumens, that would sound very underwhelming, right?
Yeah.
But then you look at the candela and you go 69,000 candela. Clearly, candela is translating to, this is bro science just based on experience in the lights. Candela is translating to light going out into the world that is usable versus lumens almost being a little bit of a fake news thing, it seems these days, or it's like lumens is more so based on like output at the head versus this is what you're seeing on target, you know, and it's like, man,
it's a good bro science way of putting it.
I think it's accurate.
Bro science.
Yeah, you know, to the degree that our idiot brains can understand it, you know.
And we're both running mod buttons on these.
Different gens though.
Yeah, which we're going to get into a little bit here.
Yeah, so
in a previous, before you talk about that, cool thing with the mod buttons, still done through Unity Tactical, but they license the technology, in case you haven't seen the other ones, to allow Modlite to use this pressure pad / button.
But like, I think it's the circuitry that
well,
is
I'm
the
getting
license.
to that. I'm getting to that. So it allows the circuitry to basically maximize its ability for these rechargeable batteries. So the circuitry is what makes this so great. That's in these mod buttons that Unity makes. Okay.
Yeah, and don't quote us on the exact dynamics of that relationship. There's definitely a relationship there.
Correct.
I think it sort of comes down to circuitry, but I don't know.
Science shit.
Check with your patent attorney if you need to know more than that. You know, it's not our fucking job. So there's two gens of the mod button. There's I don't know if they call it Gen 1. They may, but that's essentially what this is. It was the Gen 1, and then you've got the Gen 2. It's interesting. They did a couple of really smart things with this. And hey, this video should be a testament to, regardless of how we ever feel about a company, we give your products fair shakes.
Yeah.
They did some really, there's some great shit with this. Frankly, the Gen 1 I really am a fan of. There's pros and cons to it, but what's cool about it is you get basically the button, which of course has your, your power cord, if you will. I don't know technically what, basically the cord that's actually plugging into your tail cap.
Yeah.
But the whole unit is also part of the light mount, okay? So it's unique to a Picatinny rail. So like you'll see on the top of the B&T here, basically the mod button is screwed into the top rail. I've got mount, I've got pressure pad itself, and then obviously on the mount, I've got the two little screws. So basically the mod lights take Surefire scalp footprints until Surefire decided to change all that. Watch the Surefire video if you haven't. So basically this is one really nice contained unit, and especially on something like a subgun, this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because you don't have much rail space. Yep. Like you just don't have the rail space to get crazy big footprints. So this is a really, really phenomenal setup. One of the, a con to this particular setup is, depending on the gun that it's going on, your light's not going to be far enough forward to counteract that suppressor, right? Because this is a fixed light position.
Correct.
Like this light is attached.
It has no other option.
It has nowhere else to go. Yeah. So on a subgun, I love it. If you were going to run, depending on some of the guns that we're running where you've got full length suppressors, it's going to be a problem because that light is going to get pretty obscured by the suppressor. You know, so it's like, hey, pros and cons to it. But one of the things that's pretty damn cool actually is the so the Gen 1 mod button, it's on here somewhere, but I'm gonna skip trying to find it and just tell you the Cliff Notes version. Oh, so here we go. So the mod button, the Gen 1, this one, $124. If you said you're gonna get his version, which he'll describe, it's basically $50 less, but that one doesn't come with a mount. So basically, they build in the $50 that you're gonna have to go get for a mount. Like literally, whether you get this one or this one,
same.
This has a mount. That one doesn't have a mount. By the time you add a mount in, they're literally the exact same price. So it's like, it's the same shit. Like, that's clever. Good on you guys.
Yeah, which, so this Gen 2, if you want to call it that mod button, first thing, like it's plastic it's got two metal screws that keep it onto the Picatinny, but it's just plastic that like keeps it together. And I don't know. Like, I'm sure it's great. I'm sure they tested a bunch. It can withstand a bunch of abuse, but like metal,
Sure.
Metal.
So to the best of your, like, I didn't really dig into it. You think this one is?
It is. See the brackets on the side there?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're metal.
Yeah.
Where this whole thing is plastic with metal screws. But the cool thing with these is, again, what are the trade-offs you're wanting? I can throw this on a different mount, get it out of the way, get it up further if I want to. I mean, look at the size of that button, dude. That's 2.5 of these equal 1 Surefire.
Yep.
Right? I mean, that is tiny. So again, on a sub gun, or if you're trying to go ultra minimal, low profile, low snag, all that good shit, it's the way to go.
And I don't know if you know this, they have a Modlite, or I'm telling you when you get words start slurring.
Half retarded.
They have a M-Lock adapter kit. So you can basically get their little adapter kit and run this on any of these offsets or anything like that.
No, that's
like
cool.
Pretty cool.
That's
Again,
pretty cool.
you're going to lose some of the ambi functionality of it if you're switching shoulders and things like that, but you can run it on M-Lock. Overall, I would say, especially by default, given the weather, running gloves out here, they're pretty damn tactile.
Yep.
Like I have not had an issue whatsoever in terms of like the actual tactile nature of like when you push it. Is there a clear like I am actuating that button? Like yes.
Yeah, no problem with it.
A con, I would say, in my opinion, is there's no permanent on. There's no constant. It's momentary only. But at the same time, that's why I run those Surefire DS switches, because if I need permanent,
You can always do that.
I just actuate it from the back of the
If you can.
of the tail cap.
Go ahead. Let me see it. Let me see you do it.
Can't see there it is.
Oh.
You know, so it's like I can go permanent. That's why I run those tail caps. But
Gotcha.
my button is momentary only.
Which that's another funny thing that we haven't mentioned in any of the other videos. Like when you're doing a string of fire, it is a little difficult to keep your finger on that button.
Yeah,
like it
very.
takes some good, thoughtful, intentional
Especially
practice,
with gloves.
especially with gloves.
I mean,
So,
you lose a lot of that feeling, and there's,
Yep.
there's just no way around it. You know.
big time. These also another thing to
Yeah.
take all your Arisaka stuff, Surefire tail caps, like everything's super interchangeable, which
Yeah.
is they make their own heads and body, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So other than that, this is a Surefire tail cap. You can throw any Surefire switch on there, but again, the Surefire switches don't have the right circuitry to get the maximum effectiveness out of this. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. So all in cost, right? You're looking for either of these setups. You're looking at like $5 to $510, which we're talking about relatively small numbers at this point, but that is going to run you about $20 ish less than a Surefire. So
For 10 times the performance.
and that's my point to the whole thing is like, as soon as you get your hands on something like this, you go, why would anyone buy like a Surefire for essentially the same price when you could run something like this? I mean, like, why would you do it?
Yeah.
There's zero reason to do it.
Yeah.
I will tell you, of all the lights that we've got one more part coming in the light series, of all the lights that I've run, I'll tell you that probably my favorite light in terms of overall like light picture that's hitting planet Earth is the PLH.
Yep.
Like it's phenomenal, and especially like on a sub gun or CQB oriented gun where it's like you're trying to light up a bit of a room versus a target that's 100 yards away. That to me is a perfect
A little more
blend.
spill, right?
Yeah.
I
On
agree.
an AR where it's like, hey, look, it's meant to be more of a longer range gun, like out in, less of an environment like this. That OKW is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's super, super cool. Let's see, we got anything else in here?
Dude, that's it. I mean, we covered everything. Final thoughts, I guess. Phenomenal product. It's, again, not a secret that the company can be difficult.
I can get past it because the product is so. I mean, it really is a phenomenal product. It's just call it the way it is. Modlite's doing really, really good shit. I'm a fan of the lights. I would buy more of their lights in a heartbeat.
Yeah. I'm going to have to start switching all my stuff to those or Arisaka.
Yeah, I mean, I really have nothing but positive things to say about the lights. It'd be cool if they could also run on CR123s, but that's just not in the cards on these. I mean, beyond that, that's about my only ding. You can, of course, keep in mind, you could run a Unity hot button instead of the mod button if you're like, I love this whole setup, but I'd rather have a hot button. No problem, because essentially it's the same tech.
Yep.
If you will.
Just less performance, so.
Yeah, well, not with the hot button. Hot
Or no,
button's
yep,
gonna give
yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah,
my
if
bad.
you're doing the Surefire pad,
Yes,
you'll get
yep.
a little bit less
Yeah, my
performance.
bad.
And I think it's something to the effect of like maybe 15% that it drops off, if I remember my...
Which, again, doesn't
Research
seem like a
correct.
lot. When you guys see the footage on the range, you're going to want that 15%.
Yeah. I mean, they just perform phenomenally well. I mean, at 100 yards, all day. Like, it's a cakewalk at 100 yards with these lights. Yeah, really nothing but positive things to say.
Yeah, I'm happy with them, man.
Yeah.
Pleasantly surprised and, happy and fortunate to be able to run these just because heard a lot about them, know a lot of guys that use them, they swear by them, and now, this is a pretty good test that we got going on here, so.
Yeah, so, all right, cool. That's about it. We got one more video to film tonight that will, who knows? Maybe the sunset or the sunrise will be popping up by the time we wrap this series
Close.
up.
What we do for you assholes that follow us.
And you can make fun of us in the comments, and we're going to make fun of you back. But keep in mind, it's all
fun.
in good fun, okay?
Yeah.
Don't actually be mean. That doesn't get you anywhere in life.
Correct. And if we fire back at you guys because you make a snarky comment, guys, it's all fun, okay? Just don't get your panties in a wad. It's all good. But if you're going to make a comment, if we're going to comment back, it's all good fun, okay? Just relax.
Have fun. Stay safe, everyone.
Be safe.
That's such a dick move. That's such a dick move. I'm powering my gun back up.
It's cinematic.
Yeah.
And now I can't find the switch.
I believe it.
Bottom right.
Want me to light you up with a Modlite?